But I think it's because men have always had high standards, at least some men, but they were scared of speaking up. Then Kevin Samuels came on the scene and gave them a voice. Let's go.
So,
Mm-hmm.
let me get to this next topic, right? Cause we was on that one for a minute, like, but
Yeah,
it was,
a good
I think it was a
topic.
good
Yeah.
conversation. Like,
Yeah.
you had I know you wanted to talk about, you talking about men's standards, right? And you said that men didn't have standards, or do men have standards outside of the ones that Kevin Samuels set?
Mhm.
Can you elaborate on that one?
That's the next subject.
No, because I just want to like be for real. Anytime you ask a man now or any podcast a man has and they say the requirements, they're literally listing the same ones that Kevin Samuels had. And it's just like,
Rest in
all
peace.
right, like yeah, rest in peace to that guy. But like
I
for
feel you.
real, there's no other requirements that you guys what do you guys say? Fit, feminine, cooperative.
Cooperative.
Fit, feminine, and friendly, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
I'm
yeah.
I'm telling you, before he said it,
But that's because men are simple, right? So most guys are going to have all kind of the similar standards or requirements. You know, that's because men are simple. Can you cook? Good. No arguments, no nagging. You're peaceful. Good. You keep you in shape. Good. And literally, kind of that's it for most men. Now, man to man, they may have different things maybe for their personalities, but on average, most guys have simple requirements. You know, it's like women expect men to also have like a high, long list of all these weird standards. So the reason they are the same is because men are simple creatures.
it, that's what men always wanted. He just
Yeah,
had a
that's a
loud
fact.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he coined the phrase, but he
Yeah.
didn't make it up.
I've heard men say like, like
But you
different
know what it is?
requirements other than Kevin Samuels.
Uh-huh.
That's not piggybacking off of Kevin Samuels.
Mm.
Then it's like now when I listen to podcasts or like when you ask like men that you know is like I'm one and I'm gonna say the man is fair. I feel like Kevin Samuels just set like that standard for them and that's just where they stuck at when it's like really and then it's like they get those things and the women is still not satisfying them because I just feel like it's not what you want. I just feel like you're saying that because it was handed to you in a handbook. You get me?
I think that's
You know what I'm saying?
you know how women got their non-compromisable. That's was we not willing to compromise on. Like you trying to we want a woman that's feminine. We would prefer a woman that's fit. Know what I mean, friendly is
What's
not.
fit to y'all?
I mean, everybody got
Not
different.
obese.
Yeah, not obese.
Yeah.
Everybody got
Not
different
obese,
types.
that's all.
I mean,
A BMI of 25 or below.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are obese married women.
that's what I'm
See,
saying.
everybody-
Everybody got
That's
different.
what I'm trying to do.
There are obese married women, but very few times do they start the relationship off being obese. That's number one, in my opinion. Number two, sometimes that that lets you know that guys are really very easy to please. Sure, she may be overweight, but maybe she doesn't nag him. You know, she's easy to work with. She actually appreciates his hard work. A man will choose an overweight woman who gives him peace over a woman who's in great shape, beautiful, but is always nagging him, creating arguments. That is the facts.
It's
But
different
again,
requirements.
How many?
I think when Kevin Samuels when he says feminine, fit, and friendly, right? He's talking about what men genuinely want across all ethnic groups, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not just black men. This is making yourself more available to all ethnic groups. That's just the borderline right there. You get what I'm saying? So unfortunately, when we say those things, then we have women on the other end. Well, what about Lizzo? Like y'all always want to make the exception to the rule. And like genuinely men don't like big women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all can keep saying y'all thick and like, you know, the average weight for a black woman is like what, 175, 180? That's crazy. Like that's what men weigh. Like you get what I'm saying? And not even men reaching out those. You get what I'm saying? So as you know, and we could talk about obesity just amongst black women. Like, you know what I mean? They lead the league in obesity. Like, you know what I mean? And that contributes to heart disease, cardiovascular disease, a lot of health issues. And you know, in our society, we keep trying to not hold those women accountable and keep saying, "Well, she loves she loves herself and stuff like that." But these are real health issues that really affect and that's killing black women. That's really a thing. So, you know, to go back to your thing, I get what you're saying because it sounds like everybody just piggybacking off of what Kevin Samuels said. But you know, the thing about Kevin Samuels and about these podcasts is that men are finally in positions to have these conversations
They have a
about,
voice.
what it is that they require in a woman. Like, before we probably did accept the bare minimum. She just probably had to have a fat ass, nice titties, whatever the case is. And now men are realizing their value, I think. And now we're saying, hey, you know what? This is what we require in women. And women are like, damn, y'all ain't never had standards before. Like, where the fuck all these standards came from now? Like, you get what I'm saying?
So
So
it's
it's
happy
like,
wife, happy life.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, so
I feel like
And women don't like men who have standards. Like a woman, you know how I give the example that a man would rather take an overweight woman who gives him peace and doesn't nag him over a fit woman who's always creating arguments. Some women would rather a guy who has no standards so she can walk all over him because he won't hold her accountable over a good guy, but he has standards and will hold her accountable because she will not be able to walk all over him.
It doesn't really surprise me that is what men want. I feel like across the board, men are simple. You guys are simple creatures.
Exactly.
So it's
What I
not,
said.
and y'all also are more so logical. So it's not really a surprise that across the board, these are the, let's say, 3 to 4 main things that you look for, because it's gonna be just just that.
so. My only thing is, like I meet a lot of guys that you want your woman to know how to make like collard greens and baked macaroni and cheese and all this other stuff. And then you want her to be well versed in that, and then fit at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I could do both.
I guess
I'm not talking about being able to cook. I'm not talking about being able to cook because, like I said, I could do both. Personally, I eat healthy. I eat healthily, and I know how to make macaroni and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken, and all of that. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about culture. So a lot of women who
are eating that, I get what
grew
you're
up
saying.
eating that, well versed in those things, they don't have healthy lifestyles. So it's like,
I don't know, because
That's
we're
a
Jamaican
choice.
and we eat like a lot, but we're we call it big bone. Like I get what you're trying to say.
That it's ultimately still a choice.
Yeah.
It is,
You can make that food and you can make a portion. Now,
Yeah.
when you
It's
go
still a
on there for
choice.
second and thirds, that's when you pass the calorie deficit.
Mhm.
All right, so like we can sit here and make excuses like, damn, that shit was just so good, I just got fat off. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you make excuses.
No, I just
I
trying
eat
to say.
second and third.
I mean,
You know-
you go to the gym. Man.
Yeah,
This is what I would say. Now, the one thing that I noticed from like the last couple of comments is that you said you can do both, right? And it's not a problem for you, but you argued that point. Earlier you said that, people are complaining about being, you want somebody who's fit and friendly. Now, which one of those aren't you?
Yeah. Good question.
But
Friendly.
you're not friendly? Okay, because
So you're mid?
I'm friendly. I'm friendly.
Well, okay, good. The reason why I said it is because women often argue points that don't
nothing to
even
do with
apply
the-
to them.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
y'all arguing points that y'all
We gotta
don't do anything.
stand
So
strong.
you
Y'all
you
stand
realize what it is you're supposed to be doing, and you are doing it. You're adhering to it, but you're arguing
you
a
still
point for
argue,
what?
yeah.
What are y'all arguing about it for?
Actually, for me, the way I even look at this is like women have standards for men, very high standards, long list, and men have standards or requirements for women. If we're going to be honest, it's not as long compared to women. But I think the difference is some of the things women require of men, we can't change. Like I'm 5'8", I'm always going to be 5'8", and the older I get, I'm probably going to become 5'6" at some point. Because as you get older, you get a little bit shorter, right? I can't control my height. You know what I mean? That's one thing women ask of men that we can't change. I'm bald. I cannot control that. You know what I mean? But even the things that we can change as men, they are harder. For example, making money, protecting. So if someone attacks her, I have to protect her. I may lose my life. It's way harder than her cooking or even maybe going to the gym. It's way easier. So for me, it just sounds like the few standards men have for women, women want to, if let's say men have a list of 6, women want to be able to give 2 and men should accept that. But women have a list of 15 And if men cannot, but women need you to meet 16. See what I did there? Have a list of 15, but they expect you to have to meet 16. So I think that's the difference, and that's where the disconnect is.
And y'all know that's what y'all supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
great
you're
point.
doing it.
Uh-huh.
That's
No.
It's
No,
not.
but what I've experienced is
Speak for
because
the lady.
I won't I won't like
Y'all
come
been
out and say I know how to make collard greens and ribs. I don't even eat ribs, but macaroni, cheese, and all this other stuff. But if you see me cooking and you ask me what I'm cooking, and I'm like, yeah, I just made some grilled salmon and some steamed broccoli, and then, you know, looking like, you know, well, she doesn't eat the way.
I mean, a real man gonna be happy whatever his
That
lady
sounds
makes.
good as
You know what I'm
hell.
saying?
But you throw some garlic powder in the broccoli.
I hear y'all saying this girl power stuff. I think women need to hold more women accountable. I
Facts.
think you should sit here and say, yo, I agree why men are more attracted to slim and fit
Mhm.
and women that can cook.
It's
men
hard
are
holding
simple
women accountable.
creatures.
Yeah.
Because they want to fight.
Huh?
The girlies be wanting to fight when you hold them
They-
accountable.
well, look,
it is
you
what
know
it
what's
is.
not making it any better? You defending their stupidity.
So you saying
Yeah,
shit.
facts.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
shit.
never said
Change
that.
our
Facts. And that happens more often. Women will agree with other women's bad choices more than hold them accountable. For example, as guys, if you're in a group of friends, guys, you will joke on each other, hold yourselves accountable. Hey, bro, you can't do this. Or hey, bro, you can't do that. And you will still be friends. But for women, usually, if one holds the other accountable, they start hating on each other. The friendship breaks up, you know, like little fights. They just, you know, so I understand where she's coming from. If a woman tries to hold another woman accountable, if it's not insults, if it's not a fight, they're just gonna break up the friendship. So I kind of see where she's coming from. That women, it's very hard to hold other women accountable by other women.
Tell somebody.
You don't have to defend them, but you don't have to agree with them at the same time. But by y'all saying what y'all saying, this argument or the debate part of supporting women that feel that way, that's not even here,
Mhm.
is a problem because they like, oh shit, she got my back. I'm gonna sit
Exactly.
here, I'm gonna be big and
Mhm.
not cooking and da-da-da. Cause I got girls on the pod. Damn, the Daily Wrap Up crew took them out. Let me be big and not cook.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell somebody like who am I to like lower somebody's confidence? Like, do
No,
you if
it's
you
not-
can't get
It's not lowering confidence. If that's your friend, right? You are in shape. You're going to the gym. You see they don't go to the gym. You're not lowering their confidence by saying, "Girl, let's go to the gym." That's not lowering confidence. You're looking out for them. Now, which it sounds to me like you want to have your overweight friend so that when guys approach you, they approach you because you're in shape, but they don't approach her. That's it. Sounds like to me you don't care about your friend.
get a
Not lowering
man
their
because of
confidence.
that, then that's on you.
Well, I feel like in general though, like, no, go ahead. Actually, I was machine thought.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Why is that lowering her confidence?
Exactly.
I mean,
You're
you
advising
making her a
What
better
am I
person
supposed to say?
by holding her
Hey,
accountable. The truth. Men
Yeah.
want more
True.
from
True.
women.
True.
Feminine
True.
women.
No, what I was gonna say
And
was
I
I
feel
think
like
for
you should just lose weight.
But how can they do
No,
that? We got a society
Hold on,
that's
Nate, what you have to
encouraging
say?
women to be bigger and obese. Like nobody's encouraging women to lose weight. Y'all encourage
You
them
don't
to
need to
make
change for
steps.
that man.
Yeah, like
He need to change for you.
What's happening is you
Damn,
further.
right.
Facts.
You
No,
know,
but I think for the most part, you should have out of all the things that you want, you should bring some of those things as well. So, like me, I would want someone that's fit, and I know that I'm fit. I work out,
Mhm.
so I would want that as well.
Okay.
Same way with
Yeah.
money. I know I'm gonna have motion, so you gotta have motion.
All right.
So it's the same exact thing. I think for the most
Yeah, but the difference, you having motion or making money does not, the man doesn't necessarily like that about you. Even then, even if you make the money as a woman, you still expect the man to spend money on you. You're not spending money on him. You still want him to be a provider. So that doesn't mean anything just because you make money, especially if you want a provider.
most part, yeah, I don't agree with just
One sided.
But all I'm gonna say is men gonna hold other men accountable. You know what I mean? If you see
Yeah.
somebody walking down the street, he not doing his supposed to be, you go my ass nigga. They gonna hold him accountable.
Yeah, we do it.
And that's why men are trying to improve themselves so they don't have to have them conversations with other men. So women need to do that so women
Facts.
can
Do
do
you
the
really
same thing.
think men are trying to improve themselves, or do you think men are sitting around complaining?
Complaining?
I think men are really sitting around complaining now.
I think we have a standard that
No, I think men finally have a voice to speak about things they would never be able to speak about. So women call it complaining because it's kind of new. It's like what, last 5, 10 years, women are not used to men speaking about, hey, be in shape. Hey, so obviously Kevin Samuels made it more, popular, but it's like men finally can speak up, and women, because it's kind of so a new concept, like, what? Did he ask me to go to the gym? Did he ask me to cook? So women are like, you're complaining, but it's not really complaining. Just the way women have, like I said, requirements and standards for men, men also have them. It's just like I said before, because men have requirements, but women only want you to still accept them the way they are. But women have requirements, but they expect you to actually supersede their requirements. Anyway, man, shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew, link down below.